Chelsea are 3 transfers away from Graham Potter's perfect squad after Enzo Fernandez signing. After 8 signings and over £300 million spent, Chelsea are some way closer to completing their perfect squad, but the Blues will still need to act in future transfer windows. What a truly unbelievable January transfer window that was for Chelsea. Over £300 million spent on 8 new signings. It really was a window for the ages. That simply does not happen in January. Will it ever happen again? Well, you wouldn't bet against the relentless Todd Boehly and Behdad Ighbali at this point, would you? Chelsea recruited David Datro Fofana, Benoit Badiashile, Andre Santos, João Felix, loan, Mykhailo Mudryk, Noni Madueke, Malo Gusto, loaned back to Lyon, and Enzo Fernandez over the 4-week period. None of these 8 new players are over the age of 23. Some of them are clearly for the future, but the majority have been brought in to immediately improve Graham Potter's squad. Fofana, who was the first signing of the January transfer window, is one Chelsea have earmarked as a future star. The Blues would not have been against a loan move for the 20-year-old striker, but he is now set to remain at Stamford Bridge for the remainder of the season. Potter gave Fofana his Chelsea debut last month as the Ivorian made a 45-minute cameo away at Manchester City in the FA Cup, signaling that he could be given some opportunities in the first team between now and the end of the season. Next in was Badiashile, who may have been viewed as one for the future after completing a £34 million move from Monaco, but the 21-year-old has impressed when called upon in the first team already. Partnering Thiago Silva in the last 2 Premier League matches, Badiashile has played a crucial role in Chelsea keeping back-to-back clean sheets against Crystal Palace and more recently Liverpool. Santos, meanwhile, is definitely one for the future. However, with Potter's willingness to give youth a go, it is possible if not probable that the Chelsea head coach will give the 18-year-old Brazilian a chance at some point during this campaign. Felix was signed on a 6-month loan deal, so every indication is that he will be a key player for Chelsea in the remaining matches of the season. That was obvious when he was handed his debut for the Blues against Fulham, just hours after completing his move from Atletico Madrid. Next in the door were wingers Mudryk and Madueke, who have both been brought in to try and help Chelsea's goal-scoring woes this season. Mudryk was signed for huge money, so it's obvious where he will fit in, while Madueke could go in on that right-hand side where Hakim Ziyech had been playing in recent weeks. Gusto was next, but Chelsea could only compromise with Lyon and send him back on loan to the French club for the remainder of the season. Finally, it was the big one, Fernandez, who has penned a long-term deal with Chelsea after the Blues agreed a £106.8 million deal with Benfica. He will come into the squad straight away and drastically improve the midfield. So, what else do Chelsea need to do to create the perfect squad? Another central midfielder wouldn't go amiss. There is of course the ongoing, long-term interest in Declan Rice. However, Arsenal are considered frontrunners for the 24-year-old signature in the summer. Chelsea do have alternatives in mind to Rice. There is of course Jude Bellingham, whose situation is expected to be up in the air when the summer comes around. The Blues have a long-standing interest in the Borussia Dortmund midfielder, but so do the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United and Real Madrid, who are all set to be gunning for him at the end of the season. Edson Alvarez of Ajax remains on the club's radar and he was considered in the January transfer window, sources have told Football, London. He would represent a much cheaper alternative to the likes of Rice and Bellingham, but judging by past encounters, the money side of things doesn't seem to bother Boehly. With Jorginho having joined Arsenal on deadline day, Fernandez essentially acts as a replacement for the Italian. However, N'Golo Kanté, whose contract is due to expire at the end of the season, still faces an uncertain future at Stamford Bridge. Conor Gallagher and Ruben Loftus-Cheek have also been linked with moves away from Chelsea in recent weeks. The summer could see a number of Chelsea's midfielders leaving the club, meaning Boehly will be active in the market yet again in the midfield department. The goalkeeper situation is one that needs to be addressed as well. Kepa Arrizabalaga seems to be Potter's first choice in between the posts now, but the Spaniard has let mistakes creep back into his game in recent weeks and has come in for strong criticism. Edouard Mendy is the second choice and perhaps will be handed more of an opportunity when he returns from injury. But if that isn't the case, then Mendy will surely look to move on from Chelsea in the summer, meaning the Blues will need to bring in a new goalkeeper. Finally, the striker position is one that needs to be addressed. Chelsea have an agreement in place with RB Leipzig to sign Christopher Nkunku in the summer, but the Frenchman is not considered an out-and-out number 9. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, if he is unable to get a chance under Potter, will surely be on the lookout for his third new club in 4 transfer windows come the summer. That leaves Chelsea very short of options in that position, with just Fofana and Armando Broja, who is out with a long-term injury, the natural alternatives given there is no obligation or option to buy Felix. The summer transfer window is set to throw even more options out for Chelsea, with clubs more willing to sell usually as they have more time to find a replacement. Boehly has had 2 monumental windows with Chelsea so far, but the upcoming summer could eclipse both of them. You really wouldn't bet against it.